Hello YouTube, this is Arena 1993. Usually I see a bunch of people, like YouTubers and stuff, explain their story of their lives and stuff like that. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm not really sure if I'll post it or not at this point, but I'm going to try. So some things, like I made a list because I'm not professional. I am not used to this still. Um, okay, so the first one would be, why don't I have a job? I am 21 years old. Why don't I have a job now? I lived with my mother up until I was about 20 or 21. And even when I was 16, I wanted a job. When I became 18, I wanted a job. My mom didn't want me to have a job. I guess she wanted to try to take care of me herself, but I never really understood why she didn't want me to have a job. Like, literally, I would ask her all the time, or just different things like that. I know it sounds like a big, huge, stupid excuse, but I was just trapped in the house half the time. Like, I I watched her work, um, but she just never let me have a job, and I didn't have a car at that point. Um, Two, I was bullied in school, and I'm not gonna mention any names or anything like that. And yeah, I mean, of course I'm gonna bring it up because it was a big part of my life. I was cyberbullied on the internet for 4 years, and I think that was about the time that I started having panic attacks and stuff like that. And I got put on a certain medication. And then I was homeschooled in ninth grade till I graduated. And it goes on. Let me see. About the time I was in school till I graduated, I was in ballet for 2 years. I was able to do that. So I took ballet for 2 years. I think I have everything mixed up here. Um, okay, and then I started on the fire department, and that was going good so far. And then I got with a guy. I had left a boyfriend of mine because we had complications, and then I got with another guy. And some things were going on there, and more or less I had to live on my own, and it was just, yeah, lot to explain that I don't really want to explain. But me and this guy were living together, and let's just say he kind of caused some problems. And I hope that nobody's gonna like hate on me for that, but that's like truly how I feel. And I ended up quitting ballet because I could no longer afford it. And then I had to quit the fire department because it became a problem to where like we were so broke that I couldn't worry about the fire department. I had to worry about, how am I going to get food in the house? How am I going to pay bills or anything like that? Like literally we had no money. And I was out there and I was trying to get a job. I had never had a job before. And he wasn't doing anything. He was trying some tactics. Didn't require a job though. And those tactics weren't really working out. And I was doing more half than what he was. Okay, I mentioned the panic attacks. When I graduated from school, um, I was going to, I guess you call it valedictorian, I'm not sure what it's called. Um, or no, it was like A honor roll or something like that. I don't know if that was valedictorian or what. But I was going to be like on A honor roll. I was going to be like one of those people with the ropes around your neck that get recognized for making straight A's. And yeah, I got assigned a new teacher. And there at the end, for some reason, I got points took off of, I can't remember what subject it was, but I got points taken off of it, and it wasn't really explained to me why. So I didn't even get that. I just got to be another sort of normal, was homeschooled student who's graduating. So I didn't get that. Okay, as for me and the boyfriend I had at the moment, things were getting like really bad, and then he was like staying out with my cousin and his cousin at my cousin's house, if that makes any sense, till like 2 or 4 a.m. in the morning while I cleaned the house. I did our laundry. And then eventually our washer and dryer got taken by a roommate because we had some complications. So I had to figure out how to do our laundry. Um, which I was lucky in the predicament that we were in that I knew or like found somebody who'd let me use their washer and dryer. And I was making money off of them at the same time, like helping them out, and they were helping me out. So it's really complicated, and it sucks really bad to have to talk about it. But in the end, he broke up with me, said that I wasn't mature enough, and that I was a bitch. Excuse my language, but that's exactly what he said. And then he went and moved back in with his mother, and then I had the option come live with my dad, and I basically just got left there, and I wasn't really sure about anything I was doing. I haven't been in exactly the real world. Like, I know some things, like, I guess I would say I know how to, like, handle a bank account and stuff like that. I learned this all from watching my mom. And more or less, my dad came in and saved the day and let me live with him. And sometime after I moved in with my dad, a couple of months later, well, not a couple of months, I wouldn't say. It's been 6 months or something like that. It took some time, but I got a car, and then I got my learners, and currently I'm working on my driver's license. I'm trying to get that right now. And once I get my driver's license, I'm hoping to get a job. I gotta get out there and I gotta go find one. And it's not very easy to find one where we live. And by the time I had moved here, that certain medication I was on for panic attacks, I weaned myself off of it. And I realized that it was the medication giving me panic attacks. So up until, I want to say at least 16 till 21, something like that, literally that many years, I thought I had panic attacks, but it was the medication. So I was kind of screwed out of my life a little bit there. Excuse my language again. But literally, when you find out it wasn't you and it was this medication that you thought was helping you, and then you think, oh my gosh, I have panic attacks. I can't really communicate with people. Like, literally, like, I will have issues communicating with people socially because nobody really wants to talk to me, or they just like try to single me out. I don't know why. I'm not going to say because they're jealous or anything like that. I'm not that conceited. But literally, I was just like the odd chick out or whatever. And it's been really tough. It has. because I was singled out, or I was called a boy back in school. Like literally people, I would wear my hair. I'd wear my hair back in a ponytail. I didn't have bangs back then. And I guess you could say I dressed more gothic when I was in school. And I'd wear eyeliner under my eyes. And I got called a boy a lot. Like, I guess you can say my dating life, my dating life wasn't all that bad or whatever. But I got picked on really hard. And half the time people would stay scared of me, or they'd stay away from me because I dressed so gothic. And thinking back on it now, I guess I preferred it that way. Like, it was better then, because if people were afraid of me, they wouldn't pick on me. They wouldn't try to confront me. They wouldn't try to beat me up. Because by the time I got to high school and I started having panic attacks and stuff, it seemed like everybody wanted to step on my toes and try to beat up the scared little girl. And after so long, after so many years of high school, sometimes I am scared. I will get scared when I am confronted, usually, because I don't want to get in a fight and I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be a delinquent who can't get a job. And that's why I've always been afraid, because the system has literally smacked down on me and said, hey, you get in a fight, you're going to get sent off, or you're never going to be able to get a job or anything like that. So more or less I was put back in my place, and I was too scared to get in a fight or anything like that, because I thought I was going to be sent off with one fight or something, or my grades would get messed up or anything like that. I didn't want to mess up my life. And yeah, that's a lot to take in. That's a lot to handle. I'm sorry if I'm boring you by now. Like, I literally don't mean to be boring anybody, but that's literally how I guess you could say, sure, I was probably brainwashed. I don't know. But it was probably the right way to look at things. Um, but yeah, my complicated life. And no, I'm not gonna sit here and go, ooh, boo me or anything, or like poor me or whatever. I mean, I've gotten past the point where I'm accepting of what happened. I'm accepting of just everything. Like, if I could go back and change some things, I probably would. I tried to stand up to my bully, the internet cyberbully. I try to like stand my ground and everything like that, and no, I'm not like trying to bash them or whatever, because honestly I've talked to them lately, probably a month ago. We haven't really talked since, but more or less we told each other that, hey, this happened like so many years ago, there's no point in dwelling on it, and they're done being that person, that they have matured, which is good. And it's just like, I don't know if we'll ever be friends. I told them that I was pretty hurt over the situation. I mean, it would take me a bit to trust them just to make sure that they're still not that person. But I haven't heard from them, and that's not really a great start. Maybe I'll hear from them. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to bash them. It's just that was a really big point in my life where I thought I lost myself, where I thought I had lost connection to the outside world. Like, I literally felt cut off. Like, I was never going to have the life that I was supposed to have, because all these things kept happening to me, like getting bullied. I had to drop out of school, and then having panic attacks, and then finally learning that I never really had panic attacks in the first place. I guess maybe I was just being super paranoid. Nothing like that had ever happened to me before. And I honestly can't tell everybody enough, plus that person, I am super seriously not trying to bash them, like, or anything. Like, I'm just explaining what happened. I can't help that it happened. They can't help that it happened. We both can't turn back the clock, but it happened. But I hope you enjoyed my story of my life. That's pretty much it, I guess. Or otherwise I'll just be sitting here rambling and rambling on. some pretty sucky things have happened to me, and I can't do nothing about it. And I'm just hoping that the future gets better for me. So, if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. No hate comments, please. Any tips, advice, stuff like that. Sure, maybe I seem like a little angry person, but I don't mean to be. I'm literally trying to change my life around. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to ask you to. Hope you enjoyed my video.